Seeing the atmosphere around him suddenly changing, our hero instinctively stepped back and frowned slightly. Feeling the chaotic aura spreading from the vortex, he muttered that he could not even imagine how many things this terrifying whirlpool had devoured already. At that moment, the vortex below, which had been calm only seconds earlier, suddenly began spinning violently. Strange music like sound waves started emerging from within it and rushed directly toward Lin Moyu. The instant those musical waves entered his ears, unbearable pain assaulted him. Sweat instantly formed across his forehead as he groaned painfully and said that although the sound was beautiful, it was clearly a soul song, and it felt like it was trying to summon something. The strange sound rapidly spread throughout the entire Azure Dragon Sea. Wave after wave of soul music echoed across the ocean, and the atmosphere of the sea itself gradually began changing. The once calm ocean suddenly started bubbling violently. Then, as the sound waves spread farther, countless monster-like sea creatures began emerging from beneath the sea while screaming wildly. Seeing this terrifying scene, our protagonist stared in shock and realized that the existence beneath the vortex was using soul sound to lure every monster in the Azure Dragon Sea toward it. The sound waves dragged all the monsters closer to the vortex before swallowing every single one of them whole. Watching this happen, Lin's expression turned extremely serious. He muttered that countless monster souls had probably fused together inside the vortex already. No wonder the aura surrounding this place felt so chaotic and unstable. At that point, our hero had already become deeply uneasy. Without wasting another second, he quickly dived back into the ocean while activating skeleton armor around his body. As he descended deeper into the sea at full speed, he quietly muttered that he should search the seabed first. The sacred sound artifact given to him by the Kunlun Great God guided him the entire way. After descending for a long time, Lin Moyu finally reached a terrifying depth of 20,000 meters beneath the Azure Dragon Sea. Looking around carefully, he immediately realized why the Kunlun Great God had chosen him for this mission. The pressure at such a depth was horrifying. Even level 89 professionals would probably struggle to survive there. While cautiously observing his surroundings, Lin suddenly sensed something nearby. At that exact moment, a giant squid monster appeared directly before him. The instant he saw it, our hero summoned the Headless Horseman and smiled faintly. He realized that high-level monsters were far smarter than ordinary creatures. Instead of approaching the vortex and getting devoured, they had hidden deep beneath the ocean. The Headless Horseman immediately charged forward and killed the giant squid in a single strike. However, the moment that monster died, countless more sea monsters suddenly emerged from the endless darkness below and rushed toward our hero while screaming wildly. Seeing such a massive number of high-level monsters, Lin Moyu showed no fear at all. Instead, he grinned excitedly and immediately summoned his skeleton army. "Looks like this place is perfect for leveling up too," our protagonist laughed as he commanded all his summons to attack. The skeleton soldiers rushed forward at incredible speed and instantly began slaughtering the sea monsters. The skeleton warriors killed every creature with a single strike as endless monsters continued pouring out from the darkness. As countless monsters died one after another, enormous amounts of experience points continuously flowed into Lin Moyu. Immediately afterward, a golden level-up light descended upon him. Our hero had officially reached level 75. Seeing his new level, Lin smiled happily and declared that he had finally broken through again. After clearing every monster in the surrounding area, Lin continued descending deeper into the sea once more. He calmly stated that since the sacred creatures nearby were already gone, it was time to keep exploring deeper and check whether the sacred sound wind chime would react. A long time passed as our protagonist kept descending deeper into the ocean. Eventually, he arrived at an unimaginable depth beneath the Azure Dragon Sea. At that moment, Lin suddenly discovered a gigantic undersea canyon before him. Looking at the enormous canyon in shock, he muttered that he never expected such a massive canyon to exist 20,000 meters beneath the ocean. Without wasting time, our hero immediately summoned another Headless Horseman and ordered it to scout the path ahead. The Headless Horseman rushed into the pitch-black canyon at full speed while Lin waited outside patiently. 5 entire minutes passed. Seeing that so much time had gone by, Our protagonist frowned slightly and realized this canyon was probably at least 50,000 meters deep. After thinking for a moment, Lin finally decided to head inside personally. He felt that the Headless Horseman must have discovered something deeper within the canyon. Our hero cautiously advanced forward while carefully observing his surroundings. The deeper he traveled into the canyon, the more serious his expression became. Even his skeleton armor was beginning to struggle against the terrifying pressure surrounding him. Lin estimated that the depth had probably already exceeded 80,000 meters. After moving deeper for some time, he suddenly spotted a faint light ahead of him. At the exact same moment, the sacred artifact from the Kunlun Great God began glowing intensely. Seeing this reaction, our hero immediately became excited and shouted that the wind chime had reacted. The sacred artifact rapidly flew toward the glowing light while Lin quickly followed behind it. As he approached closer, he finally saw the object he had been searching for this entire time, the divine spark of the God of Sacred Voice. Feeling the overwhelming aura of laws radiating from it, Lin's eyes widened in shock as he exclaimed that he had finally found the divine spark. Smiling faintly, our protagonist stretched his hand toward the glowing light. However, just before he could touch the goddess's protective barrier, an overwhelmingly powerful pressure suddenly exploded outward and attacked him directly. The force was so terrifying that Lin Moyu's skeleton armor shattered instantly, and the one who attacked him was a gigantic octopus tentacle. At that moment, the true monster finally revealed itself. Standing before our hero was the deep-sea giant octopus, a level 88 world-class boss monster. The deep-sea giant octopus possessed terrifying stats. Its strength, agility, spirit, and constitution had all reached horrifying levels, and it possessed multiple deadly abilities including Death Coil, Deadly Poison Ink, and Fatal Suction Cups. Not only that, the monster was immune to water element attacks, had massive poison and physical resistance, and possessed a terrifying survival ability that allowed it to replace damaged limbs instantly. The instant Lin saw the monster's attributes, he immediately reactivated skeleton armor around himself. Staring coldly at the giant octopus, he admitted that its stats were terrifying. No wonder it managed to shatter his skeleton armor in a single strike. It seemed the monster had absorbed part of the divine spark's power and evolved into something far stronger than normal. Without hesitation, our hero instantly activated the strong soldier ability. The moment the skill activated, he could clearly feel his soul power being consumed continuously. Yet at the same time, an overwhelming surge of power flooded through his body. Lin could feel his attributes rising to terrifying levels. Slowly stepping backward while gripping his scythe tightly, our protagonist stared directly at the giant octopus and coldly declared that he wanted to see whether the power of the divine spark was stronger or his origin skill. The very next second, Lin Moyu instantly unleashed Elemental Riot toward the deep-sea giant octopus. The powerful attack shot forward and exploded violently upon impact. The moment the attack landed, the deep-sea giant octopus hurriedly retreated backward in pain. Seeing the monster attempting to escape, our hero immediately rushed forward at incredible speed while activating God's Slaying. "Where do you think you're running?" Lin shouted as he swung his scythe directly toward the octopus. The God's Slaying attack was unbelievably powerful. The instant it struck the octopus, a huge portion of its body was sliced away completely. However, the deep-sea giant octopus immediately activated its limb substitution survival ability and forcefully replaced the destroyed body part. Even so, several of its massive tentacles had already been severed completely. Now the gigantic octopus stared directly at Lin Moyu, overwhelming rage burning inside its eyes.